Hi guys, welcome back to another tech video. In this video, we will talk about how to make sense of our Mac. If you're new here and haven't followed this Facebook page or subscribed to our YouTube channel, don't forget to tap the follow button on Facebook and or the subscribe button on our YouTube channel to see more MCPL content. We bring you interesting tech videos every week on Wednesdays and Fridays. So this video is another part of our long-running MacBook Pro Basics series, where I show you some beginner type things you can do on your Mac. So let's get started. The purpose of today's video is to give you the ways to open, create, and send zip files. So let's start with what a zip file is. A zip file is a file format that contains multiple files combined and compressed into one file. Files that are zipped will have a file extension of .zip. Since it's a type of compressed file, a zip file can be smaller in size than the files it contains. So this makes the zip file easier and faster to download, allowing more data to be stored on a removable media like a USB drive. You can view the files and folders within a zip file sometimes, but you cannot open or alter them until you decompress the zip file. So decompressing or extracting is essentially unpacking the file's contents and restoring them back to their original form. But don't worry, it sounds like a lot, but it's really all done with a click of a button. So why would you want to create a zip file? Say you're onboarding for a new job and need to electronically fill out some documents and send them back to your new employer. As some of these files are multi-paged PDFs, they're pretty big in size and you need to send them via email. Now, most email providers have an attachment limit in order to provide optimum performance, since their systems are not designed to transfer large files. That's why cloud storage systems exist. So larger files would take up email system longer to scan for viruses and other security risks. So while email services like these have the following attachment limits, you have to consider the limit of what your recipient can also receive. Right now, your original files collectively are over the maximum attached size limit for your email service. So here are some options you have to get your documents where you need them without splitting your documents up over several different emails. 1, you could zip them into a single compressed file. 2, upload them to cloud storage and send a link. This may be the first suggestion that your email provider will offer in the size limit exceeded error message as a workaround. So Google Drive, Microsoft OneDrive, Amazon Drive, and Dropbox. There are others too, like Mega, that offer lots of space for free and are intended for helping you share large files. And then your third option could be to transfer them over a large file transferring service. So your recipient may have already indicated how they'd prefer to receive the files, but we're assuming in our scenario that they gave us little to no instruction other than fill these out and send them back ASAP. So since we're not here to talk about cloud storage or large file transfer services, we're going to create a zip file. So compressing your files helps them take up less space on your computer. You can compress Office documents and PDFs like we're doing today quite a bit, so that way they can zip through the internet just as fast as originally small files. Luckily, both Windows and Mac OS have built-in compression tools, so it's just a matter of how you want to consolidate your files, by either A, just zip them into a zip file, or B, move them into a folder with your name and then zip that into a file. However you do that is up to you, but either way, we're about to zip what we have here. So the first thing you want to do is locate the files that you need to zip and then select them. I'm going to use copies of the same PDF file that are pretty much around the same size. We'll do a little comparison of the size at the end. So we're going to select these first few documents here. They're all about 83 kilobytes. And so after selecting the files, you can either right-click or choose the Action button in your Finder menu bar, and then select Compress. And then what you'll have is a nicely packaged file that instantly appears. So a zip file is usually shown as an icon with a tiny zipper and the .zip file extension. So all you do now is attach this single file to your email and then send it on. Before I show you how to extract a zip file, let's compare these sizes. So our original documents, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zip files at about 83 kilobytes each. So that's about a 415 kilobyte amount of documents. While the zip file that we have here is only 251 kilobytes. So this size difference is thanks to compression. So to quickly explain how this works, we should first know that a zip file uses a type of compression called lossless compression, where they don't lose any information during compression or decompression. So this is important for image files mostly and audio files that need to maintain quality after being downloaded. When a file is compressed, the process of that compression makes a smaller file by reworking redundancies in the data without changing it, so that way it takes up less space. But to not get in the weeds here, it's essentially like those space saver bags. All the air has been sucked out of the bag that you put in a queen size comforter into. It needs to fit easily into a small and albeit crowded closet. So it's still a queen size comforter after being sealed, even though it's taking up considerably less space. Now, once you send the document off to your employer, you can either keep the zip file or delete it. You still have the original files on your computer, and then the documents also live in your email for the time being, so you're just deleting copies. It's up to you. But say you're the one receiving a zip file. So let's create another one, and then we will extract it. So we have these 40 to 42 kilobyte documents. I'm going to select all of them, right click on it, and choose compress. There we go. So now I have archive zip 1 and archive 2 zip. So let's group these into kind so we can tell the difference. So our zip files are down here in the other section. So let's put these into folders just to keep some things organized here. Because we're going to unzip these files and we don't want to get confused with the original files. So you've received a zip file. So how do you open it? Well, that's pretty easy. You just double click on it. And what it'll do is it'll open up its own separate folder with the name that matches the zip file equivalent. And when you double click to open that file, you'll see all of the documents. And that's pretty much it. So we'll do the same thing with the other one. So we have this archive, right click and open if you want to do that, or double click. Here's its new folder. Here's the zip. Double click on the folder, and then there are our PDFs. Now, depending on what view you're in, Finder may refresh by quickly sliding off of the screen and then back onto the screen to show you the new folder that's been added. But that's pretty much it. You just double click on it. So anyway, on a Mac, opening a zip file is pretty easy. You double click on it to open it, and then you can delete the zip files once you've extracted the originals. If you ever need to zip them back up, all you have to do, right click on it, compress, and then it's back in its zip formation. That's all there is to it. And then you attach it to your email as normal if you need to send it through the internet. So that's what I have for you today. If the situation calls for a do-it-yourself way to transfer large files over the internet, zip them up and send them on their way. And that's it. Have a great day. And we want to thank you for watching. Follow us to find more videos just like this. Our page on Facebook is MCPL 360. And if you miss us on Facebook, you'll still find these same videos on our YouTube channel at MCPL Mo. Find our consumer technology playlist. Have a good day.